Hello everybody on the premiere and watching afterwards. Welcome to Massive Unboxing number 1. This is absolutely amazing. I did not think I'd be doing this this soon and since the creation of my channel. But oh my gosh, I am so excited. We have 11 models to unbox today. There are probably going to be multiple times in this video where I'm just going to be at loss for words. Wow. 11 model unboxing. I am very excited to get into this, to say the least. I don't really have much more to say, but thank you for joining me on the premiere if you are. And if you are watching the video afterwards, thank you for watching as well and welcome. This will be a very fun video. This will also probably be a longer one, so if you need to watch in segments, I totally understand, because this is probably going to be a little bit longer. As you can tell, I have my paper down here. You're kind of staring into a white abyss right now. Actually, on the other side of my paper, when I was rolling it out, there was a squashed bug. So good that we're not using that side, because that would have been a little bit weird. But with that being said, welcome to the Massive Unboxing, and we'll now get started with our first aircraft. And this unboxing will be featuring NG March, Gemini March, and NG April. I have not ordered any of the Gemini April yet, but I might in the future. We'll see about that. But currently, I don't have any of the Gemini April on order. But there were some good ones that I might consider buying soon. But for now, just because I have these 11 models, money is kind of tight. I spent a hefty amount on a lot of these, so gonna get through these first. And, well, we'll start with our first model. I'll also be going in chronological order based on when I got these. Our first model is this American Airlines 737-800 with the new one. That's by NG Models. And I've said it multiple times that I've needed to get an American 737-800 because I always use the MAX 8 for these. And it kind of just got repetitive and iconic, me saying American 737 MAX 8 filling in for 737-800. But here we go. We finally got American 737-800. This is with the new winglets, as you can see. NG in this set also released the One World with the regular winglet, or the old winglets. I don't know. Can I call them regular anymore? They're still way more common than the new ones, as even though the new ones are getting painted on more and more aircraft now. I have not picked up the One World yet, and I might do that in the future, but it's not top of my priority. But I'm super happy to get this American 737-800 finally in the collection. We'll now go over the box. As you can see here, kind of the American Airlines tail. Or I should bring in my pencil. We have the American Airlines tail design right here, and the digital rendering of the aircraft. American Airlines logo down here, and the NG logo, registration November 306, November Yankee. Boeing licensed product 1/400 scale, collectible models, die-cast metal. Over here, had the American titles. Doesn't really fit on the camera there. NG Models logo. On the other side we have the digital rendering of the aircraft, and it's the same on the other side. And then on the back it's also the same as the front, just with some more legal stuff and the choking hazard. But now let's get this model unboxed. I'm gonna try to do this one-handed. And you know what? It might just be easier to cut away. So I'll get this thing unboxed. I'll cut away to the shot of the model. And here it is, the American Airlines 737-800 with the new winglets by NG Models. This was released in the NG March set, and what a beautiful model it is. You can see. So glad to finally have an American 737-800 that I can use in these airport updates in place of just always using the MAX 8. This is more common in pretty much all my airports than the MAX 8, so it'll come very much in handy here. We'll start up here with the cockpit windows. You can see very nicely done by NG. L on boarding door, there's a One World logo. Or maybe I should zoom in. Here we go. Kind of figuring this out as I go along. There's the One World logo up here. Here's the American Eagle, American titles, overwing exits, and the exit paths. Here's the engine. I can get it in here. Very nice engine, and of course you got to get in the winglets. You can can get it to focus there. And there you can see the winglets. Very, very nice with the new logo. I don't want to say I prefer it. I mean, I guess it looks fine. I kind of like the no winglets version, or the no logo on the winglets version. And I think the logo is a little bit. It's not centered very well, I would say, but it looks fine. I'm just glad to finally have an American 737-800 in the collection. Keep on moving it down. We have the SATCOM dome up here, some more antennae. American flag and the registration, November 306, November Yankee. And here's the L2 door. And then the, move into the frame, the beautiful American Airlines tail. So really nice here. We'll go to the top half of the aircraft. We got the beacon up there. The antennae, as I previously mentioned. And then to the bottom side of the aircraft, the landing gear, some more antennae over here. Some that Gemini does not include. So there you go. Very nice aircraft. Here's the nose gear. Probably a better view from. There's the nose gear, and I did watch Red River Aviation's review on this in the comparison to the One World, and the color was a little bit off on this model, and also the height of the nose gear was a little bit too high compared to the One World. So he concluded that it is because this is probably a later edition after American released the winglet logo. So that's probably that probably is the case, honestly. So it's not as good as the One World, but still super cool to get in here. I might get the One World later, but for now, just really happy to have the regular livery, full-fledged American 737-800. So great to see that. And now we'll move into our some more models here. These are actually my Easter models. These next few. And so we will get into that now. Actually, before we do that, I forgot to mention the American 737-800 came in with the NG Models collector's card, as you can see here. So this is a really cool thing that NG Models is doing now. So really glad to add another one of these, as I already have two of these, I believe. So can add another one here. So that's a really cool thing that NG is doing nowadays. And it kind of separates them apart from the competition, also makes them better than the competition, which is Gemini. So good on NG. Hope they keep doing it, and hopefully we're gonna get some new molds out here. 747, 747-8 I heard, and also the Tupolev, of course. So I don't know what I'll get for the Tupolev, because that doesn't really suit my collection very well, because I also collect U.S., Canadian, and well, basically what I need for my airports, but Tupolev 154 does not fly to any of my airports, so probably won't use that to much use, but maybe some of the other ones will be to better use for me. And our second model is this DHL 737-800. This is made by Gemini Jets, of course. And I got this one because DHL used to fly these 737-800s to MSP as of just like a few months ago, and of course right after I got it they stopped flying them. It's just a classic. Now it's what's replaced that service is a Mesa cargo 737-400, and they both fly to just like this one, flies to Cincinnati. So that's just unfortunate, as it would be really nice if they kept on flying this, because I can now include this in the MSP airport updates, but still nice to have the model, and it'll be very well featured in this massive unboxing. And it's actually kind of the same thing that happened with the E175, the Alaska E175, and the Portland routes to MSP. And now they've stopped flying the E175s to Portland, and now it's A320s on the Portland service. So Alaska's just messing with me right now. So we will now start with the box here. Pretty standard Gemini box, of course. The digital rendering of the aircraft, Boeing 737-800 BDSF. Boeing designed something freighter. I'm not really quite sure what the S stands for. And then the DHL logo right there. Here's the inside of the flap, and feel free to pause and read that. And then the aircraft inside. Gemini logo, 1/400 scale, die-cast model, and all their claims that are not always true. Here is the digital rendering of the aircraft taking off, as real as it gets. And the same thing is highly collectible, superior quality, realistic metal landing gear, diesel printed graphics, and as real as it gets features. And then we have the Boeing licensing here, copyright 2020 Las Vegas, Nevada, USA. Is it Nevada or Nevada? I say both interchangeably. So that's why I believe this is a 2020 release, because it has the 2020 copyright, but also they can switch that up at some point and have it be the old year on the new release. Then we have some other the Gemini socials and stuff, but pretty standard Gemini box. The thing that's not quite standard here, though, is the Hub Hobby sticker. I did get this at Hub Hobby, which is a local hobby store here in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. And yeah, can you see that price? $52 for an old release. I mean, I guess it goes up in value as it goes on, but like $52 really for a 737-800? I mean, at stores I saw it was almost on some other aircraft. I saw A220 was almost $60 at Hub Hobby. Same aircraft was $20 cheaper at DG Pilot. So, I mean, that's just a scam or something. I mean, that's just stupid. They price it so high. It's way overpriced at Hub Hobby. I just had to rant about that a bit. Now we'll get the model unboxed, and here it is. And now we will move into the review. And now we'll get into the review with that beautiful yellow color on this DHL 737-800. Beautiful aircraft here by Gemini. Of course, cockpit windows up here. L1 door, DHL titles, the very large DHL titles, and of course with the stripe going across, which goes through the logo, which of course looks very nice on these DHL aircraft. Here's the engine, which looks pretty nice here. There's a little bit of wing flex, of course, on this in the Gemini 737-800 mold. There is a little bit of wing flex. We have the winglet here, looking very nice. Here's the side of the aircraft. Of course, not that much to go over here, as it is a cargo aircraft. Or maybe I should mention the cargo door right there. Kind of hard to see, but there is the cargo door on the D. Kind of just covers the D there. You can kind of see a little bit. Some more antennae. I'll get it focused here on the back of the aircraft. We have the registration, November 737, what is that, Kilo Tango. DHL logo on the tail, of course with the all yellow aircraft, very nice. Here's the top view, you can just see the antenna a little bit more. The bottom of the aircraft, we have the smaller cargo doors. You can kind of see them there. The antennae, of course, Gemini does not include the ones on this part of the aircraft. Gemini Jets logo. This is a really small Gemini Jet logo on this aircraft, which is nice. I mean, the Gemini logo is not really that useful here on these aircraft. And then the landing gear, which roll pretty well on this one. Not as good as the NG, but they still roll pretty well. For some reason, the I don't know if this is accurate or not, but the horizontal stabilizers look like they've got a chunk taken out of them or something. I don't know why they look so wrecked on the ends there. I'm going to bring in my recently unboxed American 737-800 here. We can do a comparison of the wing flex. And you can get it here. I guess you can kind of see the wing flex definitely more prevalent on the DHL. Well, it's not too bad on the DHL, I must say, but there is a little bit more wing flex on the DHL 737. Maybe if I set it down, it'll be a little bit easier to compare. Also, on the American, that antenna there is loose, so it's a little bit weird. because it just swivels around. Doesn't want to stay in place. But there you can kind of see the winglet on the DHL 737-800 is a lot higher than on the American. This would be an easier way to compare. But you can definitely see the wing flex on the 737-800 here by Gemini. Very prevalent here, which is unfortunate. But it's not too bad, I would say. I've seen worse, so still really nice to have these two models in the collection. And I'll start the first two with some 737-800s. So really nice by NG and Gemini, and we will get into some more in just a minute. And maybe for future reference, I should remember to not do these massive unboxings on my knees. It's taking quite a toll on my knees, and we're only through 2 aircraft so far out of the 11. So we will now get on to the next one, and it is this Copa Airlines 737-800. This is in the MLB livery, and as you may know, I am a big baseball fan. Well, what more can I say? I'm a big Twins fan. Go Twins! They lost today. This is a really cool aircraft and a really important model for me to have because I am a really big baseball fan. And so, good on Copa Airlines. I did not know that they were the official airline of the MLB, which doesn't really make sense because they're based in Panama, and there's no MLB teams in Panama, of course. So that's a little bit interesting, but still really cool to have this aircraft. I believe this is the 2018 version, though, of this aircraft, and we'll get into that later. I don't know when this was released exactly, but we'll go over the box. Here's a beautiful. I mean, this box is really beautiful because you have like this. I'm assuming that's an aerial shot of something in Panama. I'm not quite sure what that is. You have, of course, the digital rendering on the front and all over the box. And then here we have a choking hazard, but some more digital renderings here on the back. We have the another bridge, which I'm not quite sure where this is. I'm assuming it's in Panama. We have Copa Airlines and Star Alliance logos down here, then the MLB logo, official airline of Major League Baseball. So yeah, I did not know that, but that's really cool. And this is a really cool model to have, and a really nice box. I believe this was made by Fedex models, but they're not anywhere, so maybe this model isn't licensed because I don't see the Fedex logo anywhere, but I believe that's who made this. I'm not quite sure, and you guys can let me know if you know who made it. You can let me know in the comments or live in chat. I'll be there as well. And so, hello, future or present me, I suppose. So we will now get into the unboxing of this one. Also, the box is a little bit bigger. It's about the same size as the NG, but it's just a little bit taller. And here it is, this really beautiful aircraft. And now we'll get into the review. And we will now get into the review of this beautiful model. And we'll start over here with the zoomed in here. We got the cockpit windows, Star Alliance logo. Here's the Elmo boarding door, nose gear, Copa Airlines titles up here, and official airline of the MLB. Here's the engine, overwing exits, and the exit markings. I'll go over the teams later. Here's the winglet, which is pretty similar to the United winglet. Actually, the whole Copa livery is pretty similar to United Airlines Continental Globe livery. Here's the registration. We'll get it focused on there. It is Hotel Papa 1533 Charlie Mike Papa. And we have the Panama flag right there, and the tail, which has official airline of Major League Baseball and the MLB logo, and with the colors of the MLB logo, of course. So really nice tail. Of course, it doesn't have the copy of the United Airlines Continental Globe on the tail, and it has the Major League Baseball logo instead. Both of which I quite like. Of course, the MLB logo really gives a good theme to this aircraft, but I do kind of like the Copa logo because it is quite similar to the United Continental Globe, which I do quite like. And now we will start in with teams here. So start over here. This is the Arizona Diamondbacks old logo. Here's the Atlanta Braves, Chicago Cubs, Cincinnati Reds, Colorado Rockies, LA Dodgers, Miami Marlins old logo, Milwaukee Brewers old logo, New York Mets, Philadelphia Phillies, Pittsburgh Pirates, St. Louis Cardinals, San Diego Padres old logo, San Francisco Giants, and the Washington Nationals. So this is the National League here. These are all the National League teams. And since then, the Diamondbacks have updated their logo. Marlins have updated their logo in both of those in 2019, I think. Then Milwaukee Brewers and the Padres were in 2020. So this is a little bit outdated. As I said, this model, I believe this will represent the 2018 version. So that's why these logos are off. The last one that I saw was the 2019, which I believe had the updated Marlins and Diamondbacks logos. But I'm not quite sure on that. There aren't too many photos on the internet of this aircraft, so we'll do a full review of the other side of this aircraft because it is different. And of course, we have the nose landing gear, R1 door, Star Alliance logo. Here's an antenna down here. I don't think I mentioned this. This is red antenna, so that's pretty cool. And on this side, we have Copa Airlines titles up here. Aerolínea Oficial de la MLB, and it's just Spanish official airline of the MLB. Here are the teams. These are the American League teams. Baltimore Orioles up here, Boston Red Sox, Chicago White Sox. This is the old Cleveland Guardians, then known as the Indians logo. Of course, they have changed that name because, it can be an offensive name and it's also an offensive logo. And since then, they have changed that, so even though this is the old logo, which is not good, glad that they have finally changed it. They're now the Cleveland Guardians, which, it is kind of a bland name, but it's better than the Cleveland Indians by all means. Here is the Detroit Tigers, Houston Astros, Kansas City Royals, Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Here are the Twins, go Twins, right next to the Yankees. Hate the Yankees. If you like the Yankees, just click off of this video. I'm kidding, obviously. Don't like the Yankees, though. Here are the A's, Seattle Mariners, Tampa Bay Rays, Texas Rangers, and Toronto Blue Jays. And I think the Cleveland Guardians is the only logo that's outdated here. So this side a little bit more up to date than on the other one, but still really cool, even though it is a little bit outdated. And also the tail is also the Aerolínea Oficial de la MLB, or Major League Baseball, I guess it's called just Major League Baseball on here. But I guess the right side is with the American League is in Spanish and the National League is English. So I guess that's just how they divided it up. That's pretty cool. It has both languages. It's kind of like Air India. They have the Hindi and English on the aircraft. So Copa Airlines doing a similar thing here. Top is pretty simple, but on the bottom we have the antenna here that Gemini refuses to do. Then the antenna in the front, which those are all red antennas, so that's pretty cool. Here the landing gear, another shot of those. So really nice model. The only thing that is kind of weird about this one, I don't know if this was in shipping or if this was a manufacturing error. I don't know how easy it is to tell, but the wings are bent. You can see that one, that's bent. Originally, I thought that was zinc rot, which it definitely is not. I looked it up, and that's definitely not zinc rot. That was only on older models, but did have me scared for a bit that this model is just going to keep decaying. Fortunately, that's not the case, but unfortunately, the wings are bent, and it's pretty obvious that they are. So that's kind of unfortunate about the aircraft. I believe the wings are plastic. No, the wings are metal. So I don't know how that happened, if that was just a manufacturing error. These are pretty hard to find. I was only able to see them on, I believe it was, trying to think of what it was called. I think it was Diecast Airplane Store is where, that's the only place where I was able to find this model. But still really cool to have this, and my first Copa Airlines model, that's not Darren, so if I ever need to use a Copa Airlines model, I can definitely use this one. So it'll come in very much in handy whenever I need to use that, which I don't even know when that will be. None of my airports currently have Copa Airlines in them, so I don't know when that will be, but if the day ever comes, then I can definitely use this aircraft. Oh, and I just noticed this, before we move on to the next aircraft, on the box, The flap things here have the teams on them. So this is the American League right here, and of course, the other side, these are the National League teams. So really cool there. Really nice detail that Fedex decided to include on the box, which has a really good detail on them. Most manufacturers just don't put anything on that spot of the box, but Fedex did good attention to detail, so can applaud them for that one, because that's a really good attention to detail, and also really cool design. I really like this box, and definitely one that I'm going to keep. Well, I keep all my boxes nowadays because it's good to have the box with the models. So if you're collecting model aircraft, definitely make sure to keep the box, because if you ever resell them, because the price for almost every model will go up in time, because they're all limited. They're all limited availability, or what's the word? It says it on the Gemini boxes. So look at them. Why can't I think of this right now? And why can't I find it on here either? Yeah, they only make a limited amount, we'll say. I can't seem to come in my brain what the proper terminology is. And I'm even looking on the Gemini Jets boxes where I thought they said it, but never mind. I'm just making a mess over here. So, of course, it will go up in price, but the box on this one is just great. So I've just spent a minute talking about boxes. But definitely make sure to keep your boxes for your airplane models, as they'll come in handy later. And you've probably already mentioned it 100 times in the live chat, what the proper terminology. I know I started with limited. I know it has the word limited in it, and that's about as far as I got. Oh, it was limited edition. It took me that long to figure it out. So after that failure at English, here is our next model. Our fourth model is our first non-737-800 model, and our only Gemini March release model is this Breeze Embraer E195. This is the first Breeze model that was ever released, and so very pretty. Here's the box. Here's the flap. That's pretty much all that I need to show here, because it's just a standard Gemini box. Nothing too special, even though it is the first Breeze model ever produced. But pretty standard here. And yeah, so I'll get into this one, not to waste too much time. And it's already looking very nice in here. Oops, kind of fell out of the packaging, but look at that blue. This is fire. And here it is. Wow, look at that. That is just such a beautiful aircraft. I must say the blue is spot on this Breeze E195. This is actually my first E195 model as well. Start out here with the cockpit windows. On boarding door. There are the Breeze titles kind of under the aircraft. I don't know why the lighting's not showing up very well. It's just on the blue. The lighting is just really giving me a dark color here. It looks better in person. It's a lot better in person, actually. I know it's not looking too great here on the review, which is a bit unfortunate, because it is a very beautiful model. Oops, I just made that darker. Get it zoomed in here on the here are the Breeze titles, overwing exit, and the exit markings. Here is the engine, and the winglet does have the Breeze check mark on it. You can see there. Maybe, come on. I guess that's focused enough. You can still get the idea. As we move along here, trying to get it centered back up on the screen there. We will now move further down here. We have the flybreeze.com titles. Here's the one antenna. The registration, the box. Registration is November 190 Bravo Zulu. So that's the registration on this one. Here is the L2 door and the giant check mark, of course, in the tail. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting logo for Breeze. I quite like it, actually. Breeze's livery has grown on me quite a bit. I used to not like it that much, but it is quite good now. Oh, and this, of course, you know the Delta bellies, but Breeze is trying to get on the bellies gang. This is gonna give Delta a run for their money. I mean, that's a pretty nice breeze belly, if I do say so myself. I can't say that without with a straight face on. The Gemini logo down there. It's not wanting to focus. For some reason, maybe I should move it back a little bit. That's about as good as it'll get. And then the really long antenna for some reason. I'm not quite sure what that's for and why it's so long here on these Gemini models. But Gemini did a lot of good details here on the bottom, which I have noticed with their E195s. I have noticed also, too, a lot of people have been complaining about the nose gear and it being tilted. And you can see that a little bit here. It is a little bit skewed. It's focusing on the main gear when I want to focus on the nose gear. I might have to do the thing that I did with the winglet. And there you can see it is a little bit skewed, but that's not too bad. I can definitely live with that. So still a very beautiful model here. This Breeze E195. Highly suggest you can get it if you can. And of course, Gemini is releasing the A220, which I will not get. I'm happy with the E195 for now. But Gemini did announce that they will be releasing the A220, so that will be really cool by them. Definitely you should check that out if you would like that aircraft. Breeze is going to keep getting more and more of them, and we'll start flying them to more and more places. But for now, the E195 is definitely more than enough for me. So really awesome model by Gemini. They did quite a good job on this one, and that will pretty much do it for the Easter models. And we'll now move on to some more awesome airplane models. And I'll move on to our fifth model of this unboxing. And it is this Allegiant A319-100. This is a Panda model, our model store exclusive. So really cool to have this one. I only got the A319. I did not get the A320. But this one will suit me very well for MSP and, well, a lot of airports, because I think pretty much all mine except for Guam, of course, have Allegiant service. So, and then of course the Gemini is inaccurate, but very nice here. Here's the box. Of course, Panda with their custom boxes. If you got the A319 and the 320, they both line up, and I don't know. You kind of just like put them together, and they will line up to form the complete sun. So that's pretty cool. Here are some specifications of the aircraft, choking hazard warning, and other than that, pretty simple box. But I quite like the design on it. I think Panda did a good job with this one, and I'll get it unboxed here. I come out of the cradle. Wow, it's very vibrant colors on this one. And so now we will get into the review of this one. We'll start with the cockpit windows up here. Very nice. L1 boarding door, Allegiant billboard titles, as you can see. Here's nose gear, and then the engine, overwing exits, and exit markings. Here's the fence tip winglet. This one does have the fence tip winglets and not the sharklets, which is inaccurate on the Gemini model. Also, the color's a little bit better than on the Gemini, so this is a very nice one to have. We move down the aircraft here. Here's the registration, November 334, November Victor. And then the L2 door, and then the Allegiant tail with the sun on it. On the top we have some more antennae here going across the aircraft, and then underneath we have another antenna, stand hole, and then the landing gear compartments and some more markings underneath. So that's a pretty good detail there by Panda models. On this side of the aircraft we have the luggage doors. Gosh, I don't know how to hold this to make it visible in the light. We have the luggage doors right there. Very nice aircraft. The color is spot on this one. Panda does a very good job. The doors finally focused. Panda does a very good job with the colors in their aircraft, and this model is no exception. They did a fantastic job, and so really great to have this in the collection. I'm definitely going to be using it in future airport updates, and a very big asset here by Panda. So again, a really nice model. Will come in handy at MSP when they fly in the A319s. Of course, there are still plenty in the Travel is Our Deal livery, and I know Aero Classics released one of those, and I don't know if I'll get that or not. And also Panda released the A320, which would also be a nice one to get, but I went with the A319. This one is my favorite out of the three, just because I kind of like the A319 and the Allegiant newer livery. I prefer over the older one. So this is quite a nice livery and quite a nice model, really nice model by Panda. And of course the landing gear also really nice on this one. Kind of forgot to go over that. The main gear looked really nice. So great job by Panda Models on that one. Now we have still another 6 more aircraft to get into on this one. And these next 3 models are from Prairie Diecast. They are a Canadian model airplane store, and one that is definitely really good store. Definitely going to be ordering from them in the future. This is actually my first order with them, and they did not fail to disappoint. So our first one, oh, this is really zoomed in, sorry about that. Our first one is this mystery model. You can see it's all wrapped up here. They have these mystery models for sale. As far as the only thing that I know about this is that it is an NG Models narrow body. So really not going in with much information here, but we'll get this opened up and we'll see what it is. Like I said, it's a mystery model. Hopefully it's one that I'll use, but even if it's not, it'll just really be nice to have maybe some sort of just random model to put on the shelf. You know, everyone always has that that really weird model that you don't expect. And well, most people have more than just one, but it'll be nice that if this is something that would be useful for me. But even if it's not, it'll still be really nice to have. And I just want to quickly admire the wrapping on this. It's a really good wrapping by whoever wrapped this. They did a good job. I mean, better than I could ever do. I'm not very good at wrapping, gift wrapping, so we'll get this open up. I'm going to try to close my eyes so I don't see what it is until I pull it out. I'm going to try to unwrap it very cleanly, put it on the camera, and really excited to see what this is because I really have no clue. So I'm going to pull it out here, and, well, if I can. I still have my eyes closed, so we will see what it is. Maybe. I can't get it out. And we will now have the reveal now. And it is a Vistara A320neo. And now, no, this is not NG Models. This is a Panda model. So this one's very interesting. I had known nothing about this airline whatsoever. So, very interesting. I did see quite a few of these. I guess it's an Indian airline, as it has the Indian flag on the digital rendering there. Now, I definitely did see this airline quite a bit, or this aircraft in particular, on the the Prairie Diecast website, so it makes sense that they would give this one to me and not maybe one that I would be more wanting. But you know what? I don't have this one, so I just wanted one that I did not already have, and this is definitely one that I do not have. So, really cool. I mean, this is weird, but I never would have expected this, but still really interesting by Panda Models and Prairie Diecast. So, I will now get this unboxed. Very interesting. That's what it looks like. Never would have thought I would have a Vistara model. I'm not even sure how to pronounce it. I don't know if that's correct or not. But wow, this is a very interesting model, and we'll now get into the review. So here we go now into the review of this very interesting model. First, I want to point out, though, Gemini, this is how you do Neo engines. This is pretty accurate to the real size. I know on the paper it looks really close to the ground, but I think that's just due to the paper not being even everywhere. But it looks very nice. These engines are really well sized. I don't know if they're perfect, but they're definitely better than what Gemini is doing right now. So, wow, this is a very interesting model. I'm liking the colors already, though. We kind of have this maroon purplish color, which I'm a big fan of, you know, purple for prints and stuff, you know, gotta like it. So, very, very nice model. We'll get into the review now of this. I'm just kind of in shock right now because I was not expecting this or anything. It's still very nice. Here are the cockpit windows, boarding door, the landing gear, nose gear, the star titles up here, and then this logo, which I'm not quite sure what that is. but they also have it on the tail. We'll get back to that later. Overwing exits that aren't quite aligned with the. You can see that they're not aligned with the exit path, so that's a little bit interesting. I guess maybe that was like a printing error. That the exits are off. It's a bit unfortunate. Here's the engine, the Neo engine, which of course is sized a lot better than the Gemini version. Here's the winglet. There's no design on the winglet or anything. It's just a nice purple color, which I can appreciate because it is a very nice color, this aircraft. Now move further back to the registration, which is Victor Tango November Charlie. So, and then the Indian flag up there. Maybe someone can let me know what the symbol means, or if I'm pronouncing the airline name correctly. But here is the tail, and a very nice color. Nice design on this one too. So I'm quite a fan of this livery, but I just know nothing about the airline whatsoever. This is a Panda model. Oh, this is really cool. This is really cool. So we have another one with the logo on the belly. Of course, the stand hole is kind of taking a chunk out of it, which is a bit unfortunate because it does look really nice. I noticed this, and I just flipped the model over, and look at that. They got the. I mean, we have a competition of which airline is the best belly right here. Is it Delta, Breeze, or Vistar? I'm having trouble focusing on the. There we go. That's really nice. It even has like the Airbus A220 Neo right there. Really cool model here by Panda. And again, I've not heard anything ever about this aircraft, or this airline on this aircraft either. So, wow. I'm kind of at loss for words right now. I don't really know what to say. It is a very beautiful model, I must say, but I just don't know that much about the airline. But they got a nice livery, though, I must say. And also great job by Panda on this model. It is a really nice model as well. Uh-oh, got a hair on it. Whoops. But yeah, just kind of looking it over right here. Very nice. So very good job on the behalf of Panda Models on this model. They did a really good job. The color is phenomenal. I'm a big fan, even though I don't know when I'll use it or if I'll use it ever on these airport updates. Still quite a cool one to have, and at least I'll find a place in my display area to display this one because it does look really nice. And now continuing on with this Prairie die cast order, our next aircraft is this. Well, you can't really see it right now, but it is an America West Heritage A319 by Aero Classics Blue Box. Wow, this is a really rare model. I believe there are only 90 of these ever produced, actually. So this one, really rare, but I found it on the website, and I figured why not. Also, this order from Prairie Diecast was like $113, so, or I think it was actually $117. This is the most expensive order I've ever purchased of airplane models ever. So, the most expensive order in general, I should say, because this is quite an expensive order with these 3 aircraft. This one was the most expensive out of all of them. This was about $70, this particular aircraft. So we'll get into it now. Of course, the box, there's nothing really. It's just a blue box. You got the registration there, but not really anything else. I got some choking warnings over here, but it is blue box, and the blue box models are kind of boring. There's nothing there on the box, but we'll get this unboxed. And this one uses these, what is this, felt things, instead of plastic. Well, I mean, or there's still plastic. It doesn't have like the plastic sheet on it. But wow, what a model. We'll start with the review now. And just like the American 737, I also really needed an American A319. And even though this isn't the regular livery American 319, it'll still work very well in that role. And I'm super happy to have this model. This one I saw in Phoenix when I was there, so I'll pop up a photo. This is actually one of my favorite spotting photos ever, because this is really close up to this really interesting special livery. Quite a fan of it. This is definitely one of my favorite, maybe my favorite American Heritage livery out of all of them, because it does look really nice with the America West colors. So we'll start up here with the cockpit windows, and here's the L1 boarding door and the One World logo. Here are the American titles, the smaller ones. Here's the engine, which tilted up a little bit. Yeah, it might be tilted up a little bit. It has the America West logo, and the beautiful America West teal color. Definitely one of the best things about this model is the America West teal color. Definitely really beautiful. Old America West livery is definitely one of my favorites. Here's the overwing exit and the exit markings. Fence tip wing that's looking a little bit wonky here. That's not that great, I must say. I mean, it's not bad or anything. It's just kind of weird looking. And now I believe I got this model discounted, and that's kind of ridiculous to say because it was at least $65. But as you can see, the other side, the port side, is missing the registration and everything, and that is here on the starboard side. So I don't know what's up with that. There are the baggage compartments, as you can see. But that's a little bit weird, I must say. But on this side you can see the registration, November 838 Alpha Whiskey. And then the America West tail. Very beautiful, definitely very beautiful livery by America West. I really like this teal color. Honestly, one of my favorite retro liveries. So this is a really cool heritage livery to have for American. And definitely will be used in future airport updates and whatnot as my future American A319, as I, of course, do not have a regular livery. So this will be a very valuable asset. And like I said, this is also a really rare model, because I believe there are only 90 of these liveries. And once again, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on that. But, so, as far as my knowledge goes, I'm one of 90 people in the world to have this, which is really awesome. And, so, what a model. Even though it is Aero Classics and they don't have any antenna or anything, it's kind of lacking in a lot of features. That's okay. Aero Classics still does some great models, and also a lot that other model makers don't produce. So a lot of times you're excluded to only Aero Classics, which is fine, honestly, because they do produce a lot of kind of obscure models. Of course, they don't make as many as bigger ones like NG or Gemini, but still really good model airplane manufacturer, and definitely one that I buy from, especially recently with like the Frontier. They're releasing a lot of Frontier. Both of my Frontiers are Aero Classics. I'm trying to think of other ones. Well, the Delta 321 Thank You is also Blue Box, so, and also the Aero Mexico Max 8. So Aero Classics, they do a really good job. I especially like their Airbus molds. The Max mold is a little bit but this one definitely looking very nice. So great job on this one, Aero Classics. And finally, from the Prairie diecast order, we have one more model here, and I'll move it on screen now. It's a little bit big for the lens here, but it is the Fedex MD11. This is a Dragon Wings model. I believe this was a 2002 release, or is it 2000? It was early 2000s, one of those years. But wow, what a model. This is maybe my oldest in the collection, so that's really cool. Doesn't really fit on the camera, but that's okay, I guess. We have the box is a little bit unique too. Also, it was not $30. It was another one that was $60. That's why this is a very expensive order. Where'd my pencil go? Here it is. We have the FedEx titles here. This is the old one with the Federal Express down here. MD11, the World on Time, 1400 Premier collection. That's probably not how you pronounce it, but I guess that's French, maybe. Well, it's probably not French because it's collection, but I don't know. It's spelled weird. We'll just call it Premier Collection. There's a side. I guess where's that? What skyline is that? I am not sure. But that's what's on the side of these Dragon Wings. boxes. I suppose it could be Hong Kong because that is where this is made. I don't know. Maybe maybe that's like right next to Kai Tak or something. I don't know. The box is kind of weird, but it is a really nice box, even though it is kind of beat up, as you can see. It is a beat up box, and we'll get the model unboxed here. There's some instructions. Oh, this is how to remove the landing gear. And we'll now get this model out of here. There we go. It has this is kind of a throwaway. It has the plastic thing on the nose. Really love that. And so, yeah. Nice model there. Old one. And wow, this model is like a classic. Maybe the oldest in my collection. But getting back to that piece of paper, it gave instructions on how to remove the landing gear. I'll demonstrate on the nose gear because the main gear are glued in. There's some glue residue there, so you can tell that those are glued in. And also the center landing gear here is missing. It didn't come in the box or anything. So maybe this shouldn't have been $60 if there's so much that the dang center wheel is not there. But here's, you kind of remove it. You're just grabbing the sides and ripping it out. I mean, don't do it violently or anything, but that's basically just how you do it. And then you kind of just shimmy it back in there, and that's how you do it. Of course, the landing gear and the wings and the engines and the horizontal and vertical stabilizers, they're all plastic. I mean, this is an old model, which is to be expected, but that does provide some nice wing flex here, as you can see. I'm not going to bend it too much so I don't break it, but there is some nice wing flex. I'd love to see it. That's something that you don't get on metal wings. So I'll get it zoomed in here. And where's my pencil at? Here it is. Here are the cockpit windows, L1 door, the World on Time titles down here. I don't know what these things are. FedEx billboard titles up here, and the little Federal Express down there. I mean, now it says Express. It just says FedEx Express. So I guess this is. Sorry about that. I guess it was different back then. Here's the cargo door. And then we move back. Here is the beautiful MD11 wing with their winglet, of course. Then the FedEx logo on the engines, looking very nice. Landing gear, of course, is plastic. Not much to go over here on this one either, because this is also a freighter, and not too many details. Registration November 601, or 601 rather. Foxtrot Echo. American flag. And then here we have the FedEx titles on the engine, and of course the blue tail. So really nice model here by Dragon Wings at this FedEx MD11. And you know how I desperately have needed a FedEx model, and this will work very well as that FedEx model for now. Of course, I would like to get a 767, but those are quite rare and hard to find, and I've never found one. So at least I found this MD11 because I can use this one. And this one looks quite nice, and I can use this one well enough at MSP and other airports, even though it's not the exact aircraft. It's still nice to have a FedEx in the current livery. Well, maybe not so current because it has the Federal Express titles underneath there, but you know what I mean. It's still a great model, and I can definitely use it. Not just the ATR 72, which is the only FedEx model that I had up until this point. So I'm excited to feature this one in some future airport updates. Here's the starboard side, pretty much the same as the port side, just no big cargo door. They have the smaller cargo doors down here. But yeah, pretty standard model. I mean, there's not too much in terms of features to go over here either, because this is an older model, so there's no antenna or anything. But I must say, it's a nice model. Super glad to have it in the collection. It'll work wonders as a FedEx model that I can use in these airport updates for airports like MSP, where I've had to use the Darren 777. And I'd really use this because this is more of a proper model, and it'll also look a lot nicer, and will look really well alongside the ATR 72. So really cool model there, and nice one by Dragon Wings. But unfortunately, I don't believe they exist anymore. I'm not quite sure on that. I don't really know the full story behind Dragon Wings, but I'm pretty sure they don't exist anymore. So I guess I'll make this even more rare because you know, the company doesn't exist anymore, and it's kind of a relic of the past in terms of aviation models. So even though it might have been a little bit overpriced, I guess it's still fair because, you know, this is quite old and it's probably gone up quite a bit in value. So a really cool model though by Dragon Wings, and thank you for Prairie Diecast. They are a great model store. Definitely one of my top 3 in terms of going for aviation collectibles, along with DG Pilot and Midwest Model Store. And speaking of which, our next 2 models are from Midwest Model Store, so we will get into those right now. And so here's our first of 2 NG April models. Two that I've been looking forward to. These are also the ones that caused the delay in this massive unboxing for a while. It just took forever for NG to ship them out for some reason. I don't know why that is. I never really got an explanation. It just took such a long time. Gemini got 2 releases out that were released after these before NG was finally able to get them out, which is, I mean, a little bit embarrassing for NG, but I've been waiting to get these for a long time. Finally in my hands. And here's the first one. This NG Models Southwest 737-700. This is in the Missouri 1 livery. And I saw this one in person at Phoenix as well. So Phoenix is providing some really good spotting photo. Well, this one's not that great, as you can see. Kind of from the front of the aircraft. It's not really that visible, but you can tell that it's Missouri 1. This is also before they added the scimitar winglets to this one. But I knew when they released this one I wanted to get it because I was lucky enough to see it in person. And it is a very beautiful aircraft, I must say. I quite like the Missouri 1 livery. But now it has since received the scimitar treatment, so I have gotten the version with the scimitar winglets. As is kind of customary with NG models these days, if they release another one, it will attach up to this box. Unfortunately, I do not have that other model. I don't plan on getting it either, just because it's the outdated version with the regular winglets. But when you put them together, they'll complete the crest or the logo on the tail. Or, sorry, not the tail. It's the logo on the flag. Jeez, I always get tail and flag mixed up for some reason. I don't know what it is. Like, they're not anything similar. But I guess will get the logo on the tail because, you know. So technically it is correct what I said, but I meant the flag of Missouri. So whatever this thing is, I'm not quite sure what to call it. I suppose it could be a crest or something. It will be complete on if you put both boxes together. But also, this box does have it on the other side. So, interesting choice there by NG Models. And as you can see, here's the box. Really nice. Here's the Southwest logo on this side. Digital rendering of the aircraft over here. This side has a Southwest logo in yellow, I guess because of the white stripe here, but that's kind of interesting. I've never actually seen that before, that has the logo one color on this side and a different color on that side. In the back, the same as the front, except it has some more of the legal licensing stuff and choking hazards and all that. Fortunately, I have not choked on a model yet, so I'm living life on the edge here with all these models and choking on them. Oh, here's the collector's card, collector rewards card by NG Models. Really awesome that they do that. Collector rewards plan. This is, of course, the old one still. But some of them in the April releases did get the new collector rewards card. That slid off very easily. And here it is. Wow, that color is very nice. Very vibrant. NG has a history of... All right, nothing coming off this one. Great job, NG, because they have had a history of the 737s of some of these with parts flying off. But this one looking very nice, and so we will now get into the review of this very beautiful model. And here it is, Southwest 737-700 in the Missouri 1 livery with split scimitars. What a beautiful model. We'll start out front here with the cockpit windows, I'll zoom in here, hold on. We'll start out here with the cockpit windows. Here are the Missouri 1 titles. They're kind of hard to see, but that says Missouri 1. Here's the nose gear, home boarding door, and here's the Southwest Heart logo. And here's what the Missouri flag looks like on on an aircraft. We got kind of the circle here with the stars going around. Got the two bears here. And then this looks like a knight's helmet and some sort of leaf behind that. Got the words "United We Stand" on this thing that kind of looks like a crest. On the engines here, we have what would be inside that circle thing. Well, there is a crest there. Some sort of moon-looking object, most likely a moon, and a bear, which is kind of hard to see. A bear-like animal, most likely a bear. Who said that? It was a Simpsons joke. Here's the overwing exit and the exit markings. And then the these things, what are those called? Can't seem to think of them. Some people said that the blue on the model is a little bit dark, I think, or maybe I think it was actually people said that the blue is a little bit too bright. I'm not quite sure. I don't know what the actual color of the blue on the Missouri flag is, but it looks nice. Registration right here, November 280 Whiskey November, and then the rear door. Here's the SATCOM dome, which is painted red, which is pretty interesting. Got the antennae here. Here's the Southwest tail, the Heart livery tail, of course. The newer state livery. I think Nevada one is still in the old. Oops, shoot, the camera there. I think Nevada one is still in the Canyon blue tail. That's the only one I think still. But unless they've painted that one, like just recently. But I know that's the last one with the Canyon blue tail still. And now, well, here are the scimitar winglets, which are a little bit big on the NG and Gemini. They both have the scimitar winglets. Maybe I need to do this like what Citrus does. Get it focused, but still doesn't really. I mean, you can see it well enough there. The scimitar wings are a little bit big on the NG and Gemini. Panda Models does the best job of them on their 737s with scimitar. Here's the bottom side of the model, where we have the any gear door. Here's the underside. I guess this is what this is conjoined twins here, bears, conjoined bears. It kind of looks interesting, but I guess that's how they had to do it to have the state flag appear correctly on both sides of the aircraft. Just have to have conjoined bears on the bottom. It's a little bit interesting. And honestly, the camera does not do it justice. This model is gorgeous. You really have to get it for yourself to see just how beautiful this model is. And this is really going to, even though I probably don't need any more Southwest special liveries, I probably should get some regular livery Southwest. Still really nice to have. I wanted to get this one ever since I saw it in Phoenix. And finally, when NG made it, I knew I had to get it. So, really awesome model here. Great job, NG, on this one. We still have another one from this release set to get to. And can you guess what it is? It's one that will really help in the collection. So we will get to that one in a moment. Now, I was fortunate enough to fly this particular livery a few years ago, actually. And it was quite interesting. We'll get to it in a second. I'll throw up an image in a little bit once we bring the box in so you can see what it is. But I was lucky enough to fly on this one. It is quite rare. I'm pretty sure this particular one does not currently exist at the moment. But I'm doing a lot of hinting on what it is, so I might as well just bring it on the screen. Here it is. Sun Country Transavia Hybrid. You know, I always need Sun Country and Delta aircraft. So I get an opportunity like this to get something that's Sun Country, even though they currently don't have this in their fleet. They might get it in the future if they do another release with Transavia. So maybe it'll come to use then, but as of right now, Sun Country does not have this one, but it doesn't matter. It's still a Sun Country aircraft that's technically accurate, so I mean, I had to get it. I was super excited to get this one too. Sun Country model, you know, it's always great. Always need to get more Sun Countries. So this will come in really handy at MSP. Super excited to use this in some airport updates there. And, well, let's get it unboxed. Well, I guess we should first do the review of the box. I'll also throw in the photo of the aircraft. So here it is. I don't know how good this was. This was a while back, so I probably wasn't very good at taking photos of these aircraft back then. But I'll show you some of the photos. And also the interior is all green on this aircraft. It really is just a Transavia plane, just with the Sun Country titles right there. As well, it's obvious on the model. It is literally just a Sun Country or a Transavia plane. But here's what it looks like. Kept the Sun Country titles right here. And here is the back. It's same as the front, of course. The front is kind of interesting because it has the green T here, and that will connect up to another box with different Transavia aircraft, because they released 3 of them. They had the Scimitar Transavia, the regular blended winglets Transavia, and then of course the Sun Country Transavia hybrid livery. This one, of course, the one that I was most excited about, because I mean, it's really going to help out in the collection. The Sun Country Transavia hybrid, really nice. Really nice box. Of course, NG always does great with their boxes, as I've said multiple times before. And I'm super excited to get this aircraft unboxed. Let's get it unboxed now. Wow, this is really exciting, I must say. Oh my goodness, this is awesome. Wow. Okay, this is already amazing. Let's get into a more detailed review here. And actually, hold on. Here's a collector's card. Oh, this is the old one. On the photos, it had this as the new collector's card, but no, this is still the old gray one. I saw some photos where they had the green, a newer one, I guess, the green collector's card, but no, this one's still the old one. So that's a little bit unfortunate, as I would have liked to have the green one just as the new ones, but I'm okay with that. All I really care about is the model. I mean, the collector card is nice because I can get more models with that, but I guess we'll now get into the review of this beautiful aircraft. Wow. I cannot tell you how excited I am to finally have this in the collection. I waited so long to get this model, and it did not disappoint. This looks amazing. Maybe I should do a quick QC check, though, to make sure that... And that is another NG model. This antenna is also good, so this is another NG model. Just like the Southwest, that has no... Or actually, I forgot to mention this, but I did see it. Real quick, going back to the Southwest. JJ Skippy also mentioned this in his review, but the port side engine is a little bit... Get focused on here. The port side engine, it is a little bit skewed, as you can see, which is the same case with JJ Skippy's, the Missouri one, Southwest 737-700 Missouri one. It's kind of hard to say that all, so I tried to shorten it, but it didn't really work. Anyways, it was the same issue on his aircraft, so unfortunately that has come up again on this one. Still looks very nice, it's just a little bit off. I can see past that, it's still a really beautiful model. But now focusing on this Sun Country Transavia hybrid. So yeah, I did have the pleasure of flying this one. Back when I did have the Scimitar winglets, actually. But other than that, it's the same aircraft. I'm guessing this is just a different one that did not have the Scimitars, but here are the cockpit windows. Oh, boarding door. This is a little bit of the T from the Transavia that they just left down here for some reason. They didn't paint over that. I guess that's a panel that they just can't paint over or something. Here are the Sun Country aerial titles, of which of course I do not like very much. As I've mentioned numerous times on the channel, I do not like the Arial text font livery. Probably should have zoomed in on this one. You can see the details a little bit better. So, yeah, it's just the Arial font. I kind of hate it. Not gonna lie. Move the aircraft back a little bit. Here we have the overwing exits and the exit markings. Here's the engine with the Transavia logo. And the winglet does not have anything on the outer side, but as you can see here, that does have the Transavia logo on the inside of the winglet, so that's pretty interesting. Why they didn't include it on the outside, I don't know, but I guess you do you, Transavia. And then here is the registration, Papa Hotel, Hotel X-Ray Bravo. And then the tail here, the beautiful Transavia T, which of course goes very well with the Sun Country S. They've done this for a while now, Sun Country and Transavia. The bottom of this aircraft, though, this might be the most interesting part, I must say. You can see here, you kind of have like a lounge chair and an umbrella here. And there's the Transavia T in green, and then in blue, a skier. I'm guessing that's for the French Alps, so that's really cool. Oh no, it looks like the engine might be a little bit off here again. And this time it looks like it's the starboard engine that's off, so dang. Maybe you find a new NGQC issue. The engine's just a little bit off, but I can see it with my naked eye. I mean, you can kind of see it there. Well, on this side it's the left side engine, but that's the starboard side of the aircraft. It's skewed a little bit off. It's really unfortunate. Also, on the other side of the wing, there's the registration again. And that's unfortunate that that happened. There is a slight difference, though, on this side. And, I mean, it's not really anything too big. It's just that on this side, it's the A that peeks down underneath here. So that's the only difference on this side. I don't know why they didn't paint over that. I guess they couldn't, because I imagine they probably would, or I don't know. This is kind of a weird aircraft, but it's still really cool to have, and it will definitely be featured in MSP airport updates in the future. Because, you know, it's a Sun Country aircraft. I can always use some more Sun Countries. Well, I'll always be in need of Sun Countries. Hopefully, I'm hoping that NG releases a Tide Pod livery with scimitars, because they are getting some more of those, or, well, they have one of those. They might be adding some scimitars to their existing fleet of Tide Pod livery. And of course, no one's made the aerial text font livery, which, you know, I don't like, but it's Sun Country. I always need to get it. NG already has all the assets that they need to produce that model, because they already have the template for the old livery, Sun Country. That was their first Sun Country model. And in the old Sun Country livery, they can use that one and put these Arial font. They can put that in white and put that on that aircraft. And the tail from the Tide Pod livery is the same as on the Arial text font. So there you go. They combine all three of their Sun Country aircraft. And that's the old livery Arial text font, regular Sun Country livery. Come on, NG. I want to see that one next. Peas me. And all the MSP collectors out there. My voice is getting really dry by talking a lot. But man, this model is so beautiful. I'm so happy to have this in the collection. I was waiting to get this one for a long time. As soon as it came out, I went right to my computer, went for my card and bought this one right away. Such an awesome aircraft. I don't know what that says right there. I think that just says Boeing 737-800 underneath the horizontal stabilizer there. So very interesting. Very, very nice model by NG. They did a great job on this one, as always. And there you go. So how about that? And so how about that? Some beautiful aircraft. What an unboxing. These are just some amazing aircraft. Great additions to the collection. Right now you might be saying, well, MSP, that's only 10 aircraft. You promised 11. And you would be right. That was only 10 aircraft. When I think of the happiest days of my life, I think of the time that I went to Germany, or the time that I saw the Twins hit walk-off home runs, William Cestadillo and Jorge Polanco. It was awesome. By the way, that was the Casey Neistat line. Or I think of today. When I fly first class, when I got a Gemini Jets Delta Connection Bombardier CRJ 900 and 1/400 scale. Biggest aviation collector flex ever. I mean, this model is so unbelievably rare. For a model that's only been out for a little bit over a year, which is kind of hard to believe this has already been out for over a year, but wow. This is one of the rarest models out there. This is, of course, a 2021 release. This isn't the 2008 release, because that's almost impossible to find nowadays. But I'm more than happy with the 2021 release, getting this one. I don't have to say, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get my hands on the Delta CRJ 900 anymore. Of course, this isn't the demise of the Shapeways models. Don't worry about those. Because I know you all love the Shapeways models and my great Sharpie drawing. I still will need those in the future airport updates. But it's a Delta Connection CRJ 900. What can I say? I've been looking for this for so long. They're all so expensive. Over $100. This one I got a great deal on. This was only $71 for an aircraft that's normally like $100. So, super happy to finally add this into the collection. This is one that was desperately needed for a long time, and here it finally is. I can't believe it. This is just so awesome. I'll go over the box real quick. Here is the flap, and underneath here you can see some aircraft information. Feel free to pause and read that. Gemini Jets logo, and here's the digital rendering of the aircraft, same as on the front here. Here's the digital rendering of the aircraft taking off, as real as it gets, and all of the stuff here is Gemini socials and stuff. This is the standard Gemini regional box. So, there's the model inside. I got this one, this was shipped from Hong Kong. This is an eBay purchase, or, no, never mind, this is from Canada, but it was a seller in Hong Kong. So, you know, I had to put a little bit of trust in them because, you know, eBay can be a little bit risky, especially with international shipping, but I did get the model. Here it is. This is going to be awesome. I don't think, by the way, I don't think these foam things came with it. I'm just at loss for words right now. Foam thing fell out. But here it is. Let's get into the review. Boom. There it is. The Delta Connection Bombardier CRJ 900 by Gemini Jets and 1/400 scale. How awesome is that? This is going to come in very handy at MSP. This is very needed. I guess we'll now get into the review. I'll focus it in here on the front here. Might have trouble speaking in here because I'm just at loss for words. This is unbelievable. Be doing a review on this model to have this in my collection. This is crazy. Here are the cockpit windows. CRJ 900 on the gear door, which is kind of interesting. I've never seen that before on any other like CRJs or anything. That's the first time I've ever seen that on a model. Here's the landing gear, nose gear, L1 door, and the SkyTeam logo. And here's the Delta Connection titles. Very nice. Move further back here. Here are the overwing exits and the exit paths. The beautiful CRJ 900 wing. Here is the registration, November 821 Sierra Kilo. This is, of course, a SkyWest operated one. And the American flag. Or, I guess, we should move back a little bit here. We have the cargo doors down there, and then another one right back here. Here are the engines, which I think there were some people that were saying that they were a little bit high up. It's really kind of hard to tell if they're in the right place or not. I'd say they're good enough. It looks like a CRJ 900. Here's the tail, which really looks awesome. I love the T-tails. I mean, they're getting rarer and rarer nowadays, but I love the T-tails, and that just looks awesome right there with the Delta widget. This couldn't be a massive unboxing without a Delta model, could it? And wow, this is just an amazing model. Now it wouldn't be a Gemini Jet model without there being some mistakes, and these are also these have been quite publicized. These landing gear are definitely in the wrong spot, as you can tell. These aren't really focusing very well, but hold on. I'll try to get this focused better. Sorry about that. As you can see, the landing gear are not in the proper spot. They're actually sitting on top of the wheel well. So, I don't know how Gemini messed that up, honestly. I really do want to just switch them so they're correct, but I don't want to risk damaging or destroying this model because this is such a rare model. I really don't want to do that, and knowing me, I'll probably mess it up somehow. So I'm gonna not do that. I'm just gonna play it safe here. It's inaccurate, but I'll just live with it. Then also the tail, the horizontal stabilizers. These are pointed up, and in reality they're pointed slightly down. And that has also been noted by everyone that is also inaccurate. So they couldn't do this model without some inaccuracies, but that's okay. It's still just unbelievable to have this in the collection. It's going to serve so well at so many airports, MSP and Madison, really, but this is absolutely insane to have this. I'm just, like I said, I'm at a loss for words. This is unbelievable to have this in the collection. I've said so many times that I could get a CRJ 900, but finally got one. Had to save it till the end of the massive unboxing. Had to keep you hanging on that one. Not even in the thumbnail. So you didn't even see it coming. Well, unless you skipped forward, in which case, how dare you? I'm kidding. It's fine. But wow, what a model! I can't. I just had lost for words. This is just so unbelievable. Never thought I'd see the day where I got this in my collection. Because the unfortunate thing with this, the Gemini March releases in 2021 were outstanding. Unfortunately, they were released like right before I started collecting seriously again. That was in the summer of 2021 where I kind of started really getting back into collecting. And unfortunately, these were released like right before I started getting into collecting. And I was always interested in this one, but I never bought it because I didn't have the MSP airport at the time. I just had a fictional one, and I didn't think I'd really use it that much. But now, of course, I have the MSP, and I really use that a lot. But I can finally use it now because now I have the model in the collection. I've kind of made a mess here with a bunch of boxes and stuff, but that's all okay. We're gonna clean this all up after this massive unboxing, as that was our first full-fledged massive unboxing on the MSP Aviation channel. Hopefully more to come, but just super awesome to have this Delta Connection CRJ 900 and all the rest of these models in the collection too. And here are all the models, all of them all together in one shot, all 11 of them. Let's go through them all real quick one more time here. Here we have our 3 collector cards, of course. They're not focusing for some reason. Come on, there we go. 3 collector cards, so now I have a total of 5 of those. Here is the Phoenix Copa 737-800. This was from, shoot, I'm trying to remember where this is from. Oh, I think it was the airplane, or it was like something mega, the Aviation Mega Store, I believe. Here we have Vistara A320neo. This was the mystery model from, this was made by Panda Models. This is the mystery model in the Prairie die-cast order. Gemini Jets Delta Connection CRJ 900. This is from eBay. Allegiant A319. Panda Models, and this was from RM Model Store exclusive. Aero Classics American A319 America West Heritage. This was also from Prairie Diecast. Sun Country 737-800 Transavia Hybrid. It was made by NG Models and from the Midwest Model Store. NG Models American Airlines 737-800 with the new inlets. This one was from, this is also Midwest Model Store, I believe. Then finally, another Midwest Model Store order. Southwest 737-700 and the Missouri One livery. That was also NG Models. Here's the Gemini DHL 737-800 BDSF. This was from Hub Hobby. Fedex MD11, and this one is made by Dragon Wings and this is also from Prairie Diecast. And finally, from DG Pilot, the Gemini Jets Breeze E195, gorgeous model. And here they all are in one shot. So this is where closing remarks will be. Which, what can I say? These are just some gorgeous models. So happy that these are in the collection. Be some great airport updates to follow to see all these new models in these upcoming airport updates. So really awesome here. Can't wait to share these all with you. And I will see you tomorrow. As always, good night. Auf Wiedersehen. Also, thanks to all those who stuck with me through the premiere. As I know, this was a long video, probably my longest if I had to guess. So, thank you to all those who stuck through it. If you weren't able to make it through it all in one, I definitely understand, because this was a really long video. So, thank you all for joining me anyways, and I will, like I said, I'll see you tomorrow. As always, good night. Auf Wiedersehen.